And there they go, off and racing. Now coming out well, Shama Dioro in the centre with Aperture, and on the outside, Felines began going up on the outside. And then about 4 or 5 lengths to Winx, who's beaten for speed. So is Lucy's Look there, a long way off the lead, settling down. Vaselka's about to go past them. And Ultimate Dancer last of all. At the 600, the leader Aperture, led by a length and a half. Feline, Shama Dioro. Urata Bell's getting a good run back along the rail. And then Kokomo, followed by Vanishka and Vaselka. Winx is now picking up a little bit of ground via the rail. Lucy's Look is not travelling. It's second last and getting its ears scrubbed off. And Ultimate Dancer's last. Aperture led for home. Felines is coming out after it on the outside. And then Shama Dioro. Winx is now getting to the centre of the track and is hitting the line well. And Urata Bell, but Feline sprinted. Winx is coming after it down the outside. Feline's the leader. Winx is closing in on the outside. It's finishing very fast. Gets up. Good win. It's Winx beating Felines. Urata Bell third. Then Shama Dioro followed in behind there with the line. Didn't look like it stopped. It sat out solid lead and sprinted away, but Winx has put up a big performance to win on debut after getting a... And they're set off and racing, and Winx came out probably about a neck behind them. It'll settle down second to third last on the inside. Ins and Outs beat them out. Winx is over on the inside, and Joadja's still back last of the 6 as they start to back the speed off now. But 6 lengths first to last. Ins and Outs in front, leading from another rail. Win for Levi being stalled along in third spot, wanted to drop the bit. Winx is picking up ground via the inside. Runs appearing for her there. Then Detachment back to second last, and Joadja last of all. Ins and Outs in front from another rail, and then Winx has gone back towards the inside here looking for a run, but their run's ended there for it. He might have to change course and come to the outside again. Ins and Outs still in front from another rail. He's drawn the whip on Winx. She's taken a little time to wind up. Now she's starting to hit her straps. Ins and Outs in front. Now Winx is starting to knuckle down. Ins and Outs in front, but Winx moved up on the outside. She responds when asked by the rider and comes away, wins it impressively. Ins and Outs got second, another rail third. Then Joadja followed by Win for Levi and last in.
Outside of $26. Winx, $8 into $7, and number 6, Sultry Feeling.
Set to go, they're off now. Earthquake jumped well from barrier number 2. Memorial, on the other hand, didn't show any early speed, straight back to the rear. So Earthquake and Sultry Feeling pair off in front in the early stages. Alpha Miss behind them, Winx up on the outside in 4th position. Rear. At the halfway mark, 600 to go. Earthquake's in front. Sultry Feeling on the outside, close at hand. They've dominated the race in front here. They haven't gone all that quick. Now, Peggy Jean's making a move on the outside, 4 wide. Winx is going at the same time. Then Alpha Miss, followed by Memorial, still at the back of the field. Earthquake in front. McAvoy's starting to shake her along now. As Sultry Feeling ranged up on the outside. Winx made a line of 3. Then Peggy Jean, followed by Alpha Miss. It's Winx on the outside, taking the lead from Earthquake, who's under immense pressure. And Winx straight away with 100 metres to go. She'll remain undefeated. Winx a great prospect, and she comes down to win. It's Earthquake and Alpha Miss fight out second and third, followed by in behind.
Her winning the most races. She started with a bang. She had plenty of improvement to come today. She was soft. She's quality. 3 out of 3. The Magic Bloodstock, Peter Ty and his partners in this galloper. They got a smart filly, this girl. She toyed 99, 35, 38, Richo. She's top draw, this girl.
630, 290, 490.
I'm not saying she's the best in the yard, but what I'm saying is she looks a lot better filly than what we saw first up and second up. I think she's
late. Best tried is Winx, $2.90 into $2.45.
Tab.com. And they're off and racing now. Diamond Valores came out at the back of the field. High above, out wide, jump fast and shows out from inside. It's Sapara, the quarter Sapara. Followed by Haraki on the inside. Tester Shadows outside of it. Winx is at the back of the field with Pudamoo. As they round the home turn now, 500 to go. High above in front. Hampton Court's come off the bit, trying to chase it. Diamond Valores trying to push off the rail. And then Supara, followed by Haraki, has got room near the inside. Winx is coming down the extreme outside with Tester Shadow. Diamond Valores is out after the leader. High above, just in front from Diamond Valores. Haraki getting up on the inside. Winx is starting to join in with Supara. It's Winx out wide, starting to sprint up now. She's hit the front 100 out, Winx, and she's put them to the sword. And Winx races away and beats Haraki, and it's close for third between Diamond Valores and Supara. Then came...
that's the real Winx. She destroyed him today. She needed those 2 runs back from her preparation. Tommy rode her so confidently. He set out the back.
She's run 130.26 and come away with a decisive margin, 6.
They stand well and the gates open. They're off and racing. Now Winx jumped out okay and she's going to go back in the second half of the field. She's back third last when they hit the ground, the favourite. And when they settle fully into strong. Now 2.5 to Winx. There's your favourite back second last and Swift Lady's 2 lengths behind her. Lovely Day on the fence from Rising Luck and they're followed then by Buck and the Blues. The next is Ullman, Game of Fame, Algedum, Abduction. A long way back then as they come to the home turn. Elusive Catch, Swift Lady. Winx is last. She'll have to come past the 17 of them into the straight and Sky Limit past the 400 kicked away. Worthy Cause now went into second spot about to give chase, followed by Ride and Drive. Ullman is next and Right or Wrong is pulled to the outside to the 200 metres mark and Worthy Cause got the Sky Limit. Ullman getting up on the fence. It's Ullman and Worthy Cause there together with 100 to go. Look at Winx. Look at Winx. She's come from last. She stormed down the outside. Oh, what a win. Winx got up and beat Ullman and Worthy Cause in an amazing performance. About to give chase, followed by Ride and Drive. Ullman is next and Right or Wrong is pulled to the outside to the 200 metres mark and Worthy Cause got the Sky Limit. Ullman getting up on the fence. It's Ullman and Worthy Cause there together with 100 to go. Look at Winx. Look at Winx. She's come from last. She stormed down the outside. Oh, what a win. Winx got up and beat Ullman and Worthy Cause in an amazing performance. Right or Wrong just behind them. So there, Redeem Cove, Buck and the Blues and Hayward is last of all. Oh, that's unbelievable.
I just thought, well, you can't win from there. I mean, surely you can't come around 17 runners and win from there, because they hadn't gone that hard in the race that you'd think, oh, this is suicidal up front here. There's something will have to come from last. Have a look at her here on the outside in the blue colours. She's got her head turned to the side. She wanted to hang in a little bit there, so she wasn't going completely straight. She flattens out a bit here now, and this is just, from here on in, breathtaking. Look at this. She ends up winning by about 2 lengths and pricks her ears on the line.
You're right, because the horses in the finish there were horses on the speed.
Yes.
And she was the only back marker.
Yes.
She couldn't get a card into the race from any of those back markers.
Point. It's a good point. There's your Oaks Market. She's 225.
That's wrong.
There's no 250 for you, Ronnie.
And this is the Treasury Casino and Hotels, Queensland Oaks, to be run for the first time ever away from Eagle Farm. Our mounting...
Such an exciting performance, treating her rivals with contempt there on the Sunshine Coast Guineas.
They're ready. And they're racing now, and Winx began pretty well, and Ballet Suite from the outside was actually the first to come out of the gates. Colin Lil's going to rush up to Wizard Jewel. Winx is on her way forward now. They're followed by Zazali. Further back, Swift Lady, Anaphora, and Yulong Baby is last. They come to the home turn. Colin Lil, the leader. Imperial Lass is issuing the challenge on the outside as they come around the bend. They're 3 in front of Ballet Suite. Sabrina, Rustic Melody, Heavens Above, and Winx has pulled to the outside. 300 metres to go. Imperial Ass has gone to the lead from Colin Lil. Here's Winx. She's winding up, and have a look at her go inside the 200 metres mark, and Winx has raced to the lead from Imperial Ass, Ungrateful Allen, and this is a monstrous win in the Oaks. Winx eased down, 3 lengths, Ungrateful Allen. Imperial Ass third from Zazali, Rustic Melody, No Tricks. Followed
gust of wind, so it was another Group 1 to Chris Waller. It was all.
Yeah, what do you think would be a nice target for her in the spring? Is she a Maya Classic, or is she a Caulfield Cup, or is she?
I think she's more of a miler. You know, she was strong yesterday over 2,000. I think 2,000 is within her grasp at the top level, but I don't think she's a 1.5 mile horse. I think she's too brilliant.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember the first time I rode her in the spring. It was 1,200 metres. It was rain-affected ground, but she was dynamic. And 1.5 mile horses don't sprint like that.
No.
Race number 7, always a good race, the Theo Marks, and we get to see Winx back at the races today. What a wonderful Queensland campaign she had. She had a
confident go for Winx here. James McDonald leads the Jockeys Challenge on 10 points over Brett Navdalla and 8. And James McDonald on Winx here, Gregory.
Yes.
King in the Theo Marks, and Strawberry Boys jumped well together with Nostradamus, 9th lead, followed by Vashka just behind them. Heart Tester off the course and pressing forward from Nostradamus, Sons of John. They're followed further back then by Amanpour. He's got shuffled back through the field. Famous Seamus, the rails from Boss Lane. Winx and Turbulent Jet is hugging the rails as they straighten up. Winx is still back last into the straight. Strawberry Boy leads from Decision Time, and Heart Tester the outside. 9th Legion coming off the fence. Then Then came Messine from Sons of John and Vashka running on. Strawberry Boy still the leader from Ninth Legion. Heart Test is out very wide. They're followed further back by Winx, is about 5 lengths off them. Ninth Legion hits up, goes up to hit the lead from Strawberry Boy. Sons of John's driving through. Winx flying. Oh, did she get there? Oh, Winx has flown at Sons of John. What boy leads from Decision Time and Heart Test at the outside. Ninth Legion coming off the fence. Then came Messine from Sons of John and Vashka running on. Strawberry Boy still the leader from Ninth Legion. Heart Test is out very wide. They're followed further back by Winx, is about 5 lengths off them. Ninth Legion hits up, goes up to hit the lead from Strawberry Boy. Sons of John's driving through. Winx flying. Oh, did she get there? Oh, Winx has flown at Sons of John. What a powerhouse finish. It's a photo. Ninth Legion.
Now beyond doubt, she has the biggest finish in racing. She is unbelievable. Has she got there? Yes, she has. Yes, she has.
Wow.
Incredible, Duff.
Wow. She got stood on her head coming to the turn, lost all momentum. I think Amanpour was the horse. What a performance this was. Well, it's not the first time she's done something like this. There's something freakish about her.
Remember what she did up there at the Sunshine Coast, in the sunshine at the 200-metre mark. Then she starts to really pick up. Watch this last 100.
She's a serious racehorse, and serious racehorses can overcome problems. And that's what she did today.
An enormous... Yesterday, she got checked at the 550 by Boss Lane at the top of the straight when she just got on heels. So it just added a bit more credit to Winx's win there. I love the fact that she's going towards the Epsom and the Cox Plate. She's got that sit back, relax, turn a foot, 4-year-old mare.
The big one. This is the 150th running of the Star Epsom. It's worth $1 million and $4
on each way basis. Winx, of course, the big danger. Her win was just phenomenal last time at Rosehill in the Theo Marks, and off the rest.
Let's hope we're not using them after the race.
No, hopefully we'll be...
Terranado missed the start, so did Messina, and Hook jumped best with Ecuador the outside. Malice away well into third. Cheer Valentina is improving on the rails on the inside of Rudy, and Winx has caught 3 wide going to the bend. Further back then to Tally Platinum at the 700 metres, leads by 3/4 to Ecuador. Hooked with cover in third on the outside of Malice. Then Sons of John from pressing Lucia Valentina. Bowman starting to get a little bit closer now on Winx as they come to the home turn. For Stephen Deeper with Kiramosa pulling out in front, and Swainessa's getting to the outside. The Chargers on in the Epsom. And Hooked and Sons of John have raced up to hit the lead. It's Hooked and Sons of John from Ecuador. Now Winx is starting to close in from Kiramosa. Hooked and Sons of John, but Winx is starting to unleash with a powerful sprint. And Winx races up to hit the lead. She shot away in the Epsom. It's all over. Ecuador's Sons of John, Messine for the minors, but Bowman high in the irons gives the big salute. She bolts in Winx from Ecuador's Sons of John, Messine.
Very, very special. They've knocked her down again. She got stood on her head on the home turn, not once but twice, and Huey Bowman gets her to the outside, and she has the biggest finish in Australian racing, Duff.
Wow.
Australian racing, Duff.
Wow, she's apples all right. She got...
To win my first major Randwick mile means a great deal.
Go and enjoy your Group 1.
Running of the race. Winx, we're going to highlight Winx quite a bit here and just show you what she did. And there's the point of the race that we'll go back and highlight, when she got into awful trouble when Kiramosa whipped up so quickly, Ronnie, but she still managed to find a way to win.
Well, she just, to pick herself up after that incident again, it happened to her at a previous start. She's just got something freakish about her. And if she's not big and have the stuffing knocked out of her at the 400 or the 450 there, and then to just, balance herself back up and do this to, in $1 million race, it's, look, she's probably stamped herself running the Cox Plate. I don't know. Why not?
Why not? She's a freakazoid. Absolute freak, this. You just don't see this happen when they get back, they get into trouble. She just ends up pushing her way out because she's going that well, and just the turn of foot. It's not like we've seen it for the first time either.
Every time.
This has been going on for quite some time.
Every time.
Not every time. Every time since that.
Happy Trails 23, Hartnell at 15. It's in a couple of points from 17 to 15. Mourinho's 35. The Highland Reel at 650, but Winx now has gone from 550 into 460 this morning, back out.
Last introduced Richo, so we've got Winx as our favourite for this year's Cox Plate, and it's been best back today, clearly over Highland Reel, so Winx at 5.
They're off. And And Winx jumped okay with the cleaner. Highland reeled away brilliantly. He's out having a peep for the lead. Criterion went over their heels at the start. Complacent, Arrod are up there at the post, and then Mourinho and Galo Shop not far away. Down past the judge in the last 1,000 metres to go, and the cleaner is the leader in the Cox Plate. Arrod a little bit keen second, Highland Reel third, Complacent deep out, and then came Winx getting up on the inside to fifth, one in front of Hartnell. Mourinho's been deep. Criterion over on the inside as they run the 800 metres turn. Galo Shop works clear, Kermadec about to go wide, then Pornichet, Preferment, Happy Trails out wide, Faulkner last of all. The cleaner at the school, the leader from on the outside, Complacent, and Arrod. Highland Reel is still there from Mourinho. Winx, well, Bowman's got plenty to give, and he's getting an inside run, and Criterion tried to follow him home, just had to clip off heels there. Winx got the dream run and shot to the lead from the cleaner. Criterion trying to get going with Highland Reel. They're followed by Hartnell and Happy Trails right off the track.
Winx is away and gone round the home turn. 3 lengths in front of Highland Reel, Criterion, and then came the cleaner, but Winx is well clear from Criterion and Highland Reel. Winx kept going by Hugh Bowman. What a win! Winx has bolted in the Cox Plate by 4 lengths to Criterion. Highland Reel ran third, Pornichet 4, then Hartnell, Faulkner, the cleaner.
Complacent, she's blitzed them in the Cox Plate.
The 95th WS Cox Plate has gone to a champion mare. Her name is Winx, and she has smashed the course record. 2 minutes 02.98. She's beaten the record that was set by Might and Power when he was victorious in 1998. That is an outstanding.
Ask the school. Winx has come out, to go out, but now he's come back. Look, the second, the A-Rod's come out. There's a big run. Ooh. He's gone too soon, but he's got to go. He's just got to. He hasn't got an option, and she just left him. She was just outstanding, too good.
She was. Criterion got a little... Yep.
Not many 3-year-old fillies come back to be champion 4-year-old mares. Not many. This is a champion 4-year-old mare.
All right, well, winners, and it is the who's who of Australian racing. She's broken Might and Power's track record over this trip, obviously, by 3 lengths. It is unbelievable.
Have you ever seen a Cox Plate like that in recent times?
No, it was a Sunline performance, I should say, from Winx. But it has to be said, it was disappointing to be on such a biased track. There was a distinct pattern towards the inside horses all day, which took a bit of gloss off the meeting, but not off the Cox Plate. That was just too dominant to be true. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you've been involved.
Oh, that was a good one, that one. She's a champion.
Yep.
Only champions can do that. OK, she got a little bit of help from Iran, but you just don't beat this standard of horse by that far and not be a champion.
After that performance yesterday, who's to say that she wouldn't win another Cox Plate like that? You know, like next year.
Well, she can win it.
In our race of the day, the Group 2 Apollo. And here she is, number 8, the star of the show, Winx. Odds on favourite, $1.50, Chris Waller, Hugh Bowman. Take us away.
Link away. And they're racing down the Apollo Stakes. Solicit got the best of the start from Bohemian Lily. Lee Baz has jumped okay from centre pivot, and Bowman's got Winx up running 5th in the early post to win to the last 2. The speed's genuine at the 600 metres, and Solicit has been well back to win the race, a length clear from Lee Baz. Dibiani continues to push closer on the outside. Then Bohemian Lily from Winx being quietly ridden 5th around the turn. Haraki tracks the great mare everywhere she goes. Then centre pivot and further back to Magic Hurricane. Solicit straightens in front. Winx will go back to the inside. Lee Baz, Dibiani under the whip. Solicit in front. Now Winx is being called upon by Bowman, and here comes Winx going after Solicit. Solicit ahead in front, but Winx is going through her gears, and look at her go! Winx! Oh, she's simply the best. Great return to racing. Won it comfortably by a length on the line too, Solicit. Haraki in a photo for third with Dibiani, then Lee Baz, Bohemian...
And with the Precise Air, chipping Norton Stakes over a mile, and she's going for 7 in a row here. Winx number 11 for Chris.
Yeah, well, what can you say? She's the darling of the turf. She's the one to beat. Just $1.35. You know, we're talking black caviar odds there.
And they're off now in the Chipping Norton. Haraki missed the start. Magic Hurricane wasn't great out. And Dibiani jumped well. So did Mongolian Khan Fresh. And he's in second from Preferment. Then Winx from Gust of Wind. 2 off to Haraki. Then Grand Marshal from Centre Pivot. And Who Shot the Barman's last of all. William Buick goes all the way to the front of Magic Hurricane. A length clear from Dibiani. Pops off the fence. Mongolian Khan in third position. Followed by Hartnell. Then Preferment. Bowman gets going on Winx. He starts his run at the 600 metres, inching closer on the outside of Storm the Stars. Then Haraki tracking up. Further back to Gust of Wind, Grand Marshal, Centre Pivot, and Who Shot the Barman's last of all. Magic Hurricane swings in front from Dibiani, but Winx is starting to stride up on the outside. Beaten off Hartnell, then came Haraki. Bowman sits quietly on Winx as it starts to put its head in front from Dibiani, is under immense pressure, but now Winx is starting to extend from Dibiani and Haraki. Oh, she's a wrecking ball, Winx, and there's the 7th picket in the fence. Winx goes on to win the Chipping Norton, beats Dibiani and Haraki. A good margin clear from Preferment. Then Storm the...
I'm not sure at what point of So You Think's career he rode So You Think, but he said...
Huey Bowman.
Yeah, he must have ridden it really early in its career, up in Sydney, maybe. Well, anyway, she's better than So You Think and all the other great... Huey Bowman's ridden some great horses.
Yeah, that's right.
Winx is the best, he says. She's the one who can sustain the greatest sprint, and that's what makes her such a crusher.
Winx is on the verge of being called a champion. I think, champion, she's well on her way. I mean, she's got champion qualities and acceleration, being able to cruise at a high speed, all those things champions got to have, she's got them.
Well, she just is Winx now.
Yeah, well, still $1.95 with us, Greg, and press statement $4.80. The difference there on course Winx is $2, and press statement well supported here, 5 into $4.40 already. So you're getting.
And the gates open, they're off, and Turn Me Loose was the first into stride. Press statement jumped well together with First Seal, who's mustering. It's Turn Me Loose from First Seal and Press Statement third, Tinto in fourth. Further back to Hucklebuck in the second half of the field, together with Winx, Happy Clapper and Call. There are no challengers to Turn Me Loose for the lead at the 800 metres. 2 lengths clear from First Seal, and Winx is getting closer in third. A half length away to the Cold Press Statement. 2 off to the Toowoomba mare Tinto from the South Australian Hucklebuck, and the last 2, Kermadec and Happy Clapper. They've got 5.50 to run. Turn Me Loose right on the bridle from First Seal, who comes off. Press Statement inching closer. Bowman sits very quietly on Winx as they round the turn. Kermadec goes inside runner into the straight now, and Winx races up to join First Seal. Press Statement. Kermadec's finishing hard on the fence. Winx races to the lead. Kermadec's in for the fight on the inside. So's the Cold Press Statement. Winx in front from Kermadec. Winx just in front from Kermadec. Oh, the mighty mare. She's a superstar, Winx. She's done it easily the last 50. Winx beats Kermadec and Press Statement. Then Happy Clapper from Tinto was last.
React to a champion mare. She has toyed with a Group 1 field. And Hugh Bowman, who says she is the best he's ever ridden, has not let this big crowd down.
Wow. Amazing. She just idles through her gears, and there's no end to her gears. That's I thought, she's out on her feet here. When you chase a horse in the death position, as we call it, and especially a horse like Turn Me Loose, you have to be vulnerable late. But look at her here, from the 50-metre mark
She's the strongest to the line.
Away she goes.
If that had gone another 200 metres, she'd have won by double the margin. Yeah. I mean, she can sustain that top speed for just longer than everything else. She's just got the massive motor. She's not running the Donny.
Well, we thought before yesterday that maybe she might not be appearing in the Doncaster, where she's got 56.5 kilos, but talking to Chris Waller, keep all his options open. Definitely not scared about running there with the weight. More Joyous we saw win it 3 or 4 years ago with 57 kilos. So,
yeah, she gets the same weight. More than $1 million has been invested on Winx today. Fixed odds with tab.com.au. Such is the effect of her. 25 times the amount of money invested on Winx than its nearest rival. Ascadelius.
And Rudy going out at big odds. We're all set now. Ready for the Doncaster. Stand by for the $1.80. Stand by. Racing in the Doncaster, and Bow Creek missed the start. As Cordelia wasn't great out, she'll settle last, and Aoman first out with Vergara quickly away up into second. Turn Me Loose, Stratum Star are there. Kermidex pretty handily, so's Good Project. Ecuador's out very deep, followed by a length further back to Bow Creek. Happy Clapper the outside. First Seal and the Red Blinkers next. Winx is back, fourth last past the 800 metres from Rudy, he or she. And last of all is Ascadelia. Vergara leads racing to the turn by a length and a half to Turn Me Loose. Ecuador in third, followed by Kermidex. Stratum Star saving ground on the fence from Aoman. Then Good Project from Bow Creek. Happy Clapper. And Bowman's riding for luck on Winx, looking to slice his way right through the centre of the field around the turn. And Vergara's gone for home. Six lengths clear from Stratum Star in second. Winx has bottled up. Bowman goes back to the inside. She's got daylight now. Winding up on the outside is Happy Clapper and Good Project. Vergara in front. But here she comes, Winx. Happy Clapper tries. So does Ascadelia. But Winx has drawn clear in the Doncaster. Here's 9 in a row. She breaks all the records today. She's a champion, Winx. She wins it by 2 lengths to Happy Clapper. Ascadelia third. They romped it in from the rest. Vergara taking out the Doncaster with the 56.5 kilos. Some of the greats just haven't been able to achieve that. There's many yardsticks versus her and Sunline. A rare achievement for the Cox Plate Doncaster double and an Epsom Doncaster double. The great superimpose was the... She's broken all the records today.
Unbelievable. She is the best. There's no doubt about it. She's done it. She's won the 2 big miles here at Royal Randwick. The Epsom Doncaster double. Wedged in between, she won a Cox Plate. There is no argument. She is the best in Australia. She's a star.
Well, she speaks for herself, doesn't she? Look, Camilla's a fair bit of use, and she wasn't overly comfortable in it. So the fact that she wasn't comfortable and still produced that finish is something of only a horse of champion qualities can do. And
it's almost Black Caviar like here today. She was never beaten, but this one may never be beaten again. That's not...
Probably haven't got any left, but I'll call her a champion while I can speak.
Well, that's great. She is.
CJ Smith was dominating racing 30 years ago. As far as Winx is concerned, she's now won $6.5 million. She's 8th on the all-time list. If she wins it, wins probably.
But Winx, we saw her bottom out for the first time, get into trouble, but prove how good she is against the very best under handicap conditions. Only 3 4-year-old mares have won this race now. The last to do it was Private Steer with 53 kilos. She's done it now with 56.5 as a 4-year-old mare. Phenomenal.
You mentioned her and them. They've run fantastic races, Happy Clapper and Ascadelia, but they just couldn't maintain that top speed for as long as she can. And that's her real quality. You can't see it physically. It's all inside and mental with her.
The winner of $6.6 million. She's on a 9-race winning streak, and she's back at the races today. First up in the Warwick Stakes. Just first glimpse, Ronnie, what do you think? Joined Chris Waller and the other riders as well. So Huey's out ready to go.
And they're off and racing, and Winx has jumped out well. Rebel Dane was the first into stride, though, and Rebel Dane's going to lead out. And Bowman takes Winx straight up into second on settling. The course, Rebel Dane second up, leads the champion mare Winx, who's had a very soft run in second, a lot closer than normal. And she parks up in a very prominent position from Lucia Valentina and Hartnell. Then Grand Marshal from Vanbrugh, Who Shot the Barman, being quietly ridden last. 600 metres to run. Rebel Dane in front from Winx. Then Lucia Valentina and Hartnell. No moves coming to the turn. From Vanbrugh, Grand Marshal and Who Shot the Barman's last around the turn. Berwick gives Rebel Dane a rev up. Bowman sits motionless on the champion mare Winx, and she sidles up to Rebel Dane and puts her head in front. Clear from Hartnell and Lucia Valentina, but the champion mare Winx has drawn away from Rebel Dane. Hartnell going into third. Here's the season premiere of Winx, and what a blockbuster season we're in for. She toys with the rivals in the Warwick Stakes. Hartnell second, Rebel Dane third. Lucia Valentina just missed that spot, followed by...
Squid easy the whole way. She was just in second gear, and he didn't have to do a lot here. He might even take a cut in his pay for that ride, I think. But no, mate, we're just happy to have her back.
And I don't think she's been as quick under me as she did, as she was today when I let her go.
Really? That's as quick as you've felt underneath you?
I think so, but I'm...
Being handed a note by Duff, have a look at that, 32.89.
Yeah, it's pretty quick, isn't it?
For the 4 on Winx. Another Group 1. Well, what more is there to say?
In that time, we're ready. In the Colgate Optic White, George Main, and they're off and racing. She's going to settle last, Winx. Winx is last in great esteem, first out from it somewhat. 2 lengths away to Winx. She's looking for a 7th Group 1 today. Bowman sits very quietly at the 700 metres, and Spirit Jim still back last, racing towards the turn now, and it's great esteem by 3/4 to it somewhat. Then Vanbrugh from Haraki. Winx is just coasting along, moving up into a 3 wide position now, inching closer, and Spirit Jim whips them in around the turn. Great esteem in front from it somewhat. Haraki, and here she comes now, Winx. In trademark style, she just sidles up to them. Bowman hasn't moved. Winx moves up to Haraki, and they're beaten off the rest. Winx puts her head in front now from Haraki, and Winx is starting to edge away. Here's her 7th Group 1 victory, 11 in a row, and she gives these a nice toweling in the Colgate Optic White Stakes. Winx, watch out, Melbourne. She's coming back for another Cox Plate. Haraki, then it's somewhat.
It doesn't matter how far she wins by. What about the ease of that? 11.
You don't see it often. You know, Might and Power had that little bit of aura about him, and obviously your Sunlines, and now it's her. It's obviously, if we forget Black Caviar, right. That was the greatest scene of all time, the TJ Smith. But she's there now, and
they are the best 2 horses in Australia. Winx and Hartnell, $2 and $9 in the Cox Plate.
Yeah. Counting down until the mighty Winx takes her place in the Caulfield Stakes, and it's caused a lot of controversy.
And 25 cents the short price favourite. Next best in the market, the top weight there, and there is some money around for it.
Winx goes with him, and he or she now just starting to be niggled at to try and stay with them as they come to the 600. Bowman sitting supremely confident on the favourite as he idles up on the outside. Blackheart Bart by about a half to Winx on the outside. Now, is she going to be given a race or not? They swing wide, the pair of them, and they've left he or she behind, but around the turn, Blackheart Bart straightened up about a half in front of Winx. Now Bowman's just asking her to go, and she sidles up at the 200 metres. Blackheart Bart trying to really go with her, but Winx now, with about 150 to go, drew a neck in front. Blackheart Bart won't go away, but Winx is too good, far too good. She scared her rivals away, and she blew them away when they got there by 2 lengths. Second to Blackheart Bart, he or she third. There's the Unbroken Dozen at 8. Bart, he or she third. There's the Unbroken Dozen at 8 Group.
She's real close, hasn't it? 225 and 3
I could see them being joint favourites. Dave, can you believe that? Is that punters just looking for value?
No, I would say Winx will start favourite. Like, I think she's a champion, and he's high class.
Well, keep in mind, that was her...
I think I'm concerned and put the pressure on Winx. Now, I'm not saying Winx can't win. She's a superstar. Yui doesn't have to do anything. He's just got to ride a normal race mid-fit.
Is not too far away, and Winx, well, she hasn't been the best go of the day. She's been the best backed horse in the history of Crown Bet. They are absolutely piling into Winx, and she is now $1.75 favourite in the Cox Plate, with Hartnell on the drift massively. Opened up at 3.
They're set and they're racing. And Winx jumps well. Vadamos was slow to move. Hartnell got away quickly. Haraki dropped in behind them. Awesome Rock and Blackheart Bart are prominent, and Blackheart Bart's running to the lead. Yankee Rose not far away as they come down to the post at a pretty leisurely gallop really for a Cox Plate. And Blackheart Bart is the leader. Hartnell's gone forward, and he's up thanks to Happy Trails. Less than 1,000 metres to go, and Zara has the French galloper Vadamos, a 5-length leader from Blackheart Bart, 2 lengths to Hartnell. Winx has moved up now, and the 2 great champions are together at the 800 metres turn, followed by Awesome Rock, and then Yankee Rose and Happy Clapper pull to the outside. Pressure on now, and Vadamos has come back to them, and striding up now on the outside, Blackheart Bart, but the 2 champs go together at the 600 metres. Hartnell's hit the front, Winx is going with him, and they've turned it on. The great race is on here. It's Hartnell the leader, Winx striding up to join him from Blackheart Bart, Awesome Rock, the rest headed by Vadamos and Yankee Rose, but Winx has raced away around the home turn. She's put 2-3 lengths on Hartnell. Awesome Rock, Vadamos battling away, and then came Yankee Rose, but it's all Winx in the straight. 4-5 lengths in front of Hartnell. A good battle going on for the Miners, but
this is a blitz. It's a Winx blitz. 2 in a row, and she joins the all-time greats of the turf. Winx has won it by 6 lengths to Hartnell. Yankee Rose third. Badamos Redden fourth.
Hartnell the leader. Winx striding up to join him from Blackheart, Bart, Awesome Rock. The rest headed by Badamos and Yankee Rose. But Winx has raced away around the home turn. She's put 3 lengths on Hartnell. Awesome Rock, Badamos battling away, and then came Yankee Rose. But it's all Winx in the straight. 4-5 lengths in front of Hartnell. A good battle going on for the Miners, but this is a blitz. It's a Winx blitz. 2 in a row, and she joins the all-time greats of the turf. Winx has won it by 6 lengths to Hartnell. Yankee Rose third. Badamos Redden fourth. They're followed by Happy Clark Bar.
Well, Greg Miles has summed it up perfectly. She's a legend. It's hard to imagine that we've seen a better horse win a Cox Plate, and that says it all. We went around for Far Lap. We saw Kingston Town. We've seen all of them. Never seen anything better than that. Never seen anything better than that in a Cox Plate.
That was an absolute demolition.
Is one of the all-time great horses. Number 8, Winx, has taken out the Cox Plate. She's defended her title for Chris Waller and Hugh Bowman in the most devastating Cox Plate win we've seen for a very long time. She's defeated Hartnell, who has tried his hard at class above.
I didn't think I'd ever see a better racetrack performance than Might and Power's Caulfield Cup when he absolutely smashed them and ran through the line and Nelly lapped them. That's as good as you see, Shane Dye. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, she did it again today. It's just an incredible feeling watching a horse do that. A great ride by James McDonald, did what he had to do. A perfect ride by Huey Bowman, no excuse. That's why racing's so good. That's why we come to see it.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And Vadmos, the Frenchman, has done well to hang on for fourth after setting the speed. But this ovation here at Moonee Valley is extraordinary. People are just standing high in their seats. Just utter applause for...
It was fantastic, and for her to win like that is probably pretty fitting for the horse she is.
What's the future hold now for Winx? What would you like to do with her?
Win a third one. This is Australia's big race, and yeah, getting to the other side of it.
Take me where I needed to get to, and I mean, he couldn't take me far enough. And even James said when I went by him, he said, "Oh, Jesus Christ," you know, and fair.
And then do we start posing the question, is she the greatest now? You know, are we getting to that stage of her career where we start to ask the ultimate question about just where she sits?
13 straight wins, which goes past Tulloch, and she's one behind Far Lap in the most successive wins. I mean, she's a freak.
Yeah, that's and she goes on. She got the better of Hartnell. The attention went from great stoush to margin, because the margin, the 2 great margins of the Cox Plate are what define 2 horses. Without the margin, Dulcify wouldn't have been revered as he is. And Sunline's greatest memory is that big margin. So I think everyone started thinking, can she...
Wow. I don't know what to say. I was going all right too. She put me in bed pretty quick, but to be fair to him, a bit difficult for him, but I suppose he was brave in defeat, but Jesus, she's unreal.
Yeah, when Vladimir yesterday, the biggest winning margin ever. We thought Dulcify and Sunline were big at 7 lengths. Winx won by 8.
How good is she? We know she's a champion, but how far up the rung is she? Is she getting to a Kingston Town level? You'd have to wash your mouth out with soap that she's better than Sunline. Town's heels at the moment, there's no doubt about it. Her greatest asset is that she can adapt. You can put her in a slow... She's got every base covered. She's an absolute champion.
Could you believe...
Look, I think he's put in a very game performance. I think he's raced probably pretty much up to his best, but he's just been beaten by an absolute champion on the day.
Treat, and Winx just went bang and took off. I mean, she's just an out-and-out champion, and that was an amazing performance by her. And yeah,
from those races, it's almost like when Black Caviar was racing, everyone was happy to run second or third.
Exactly. She's got that aura about.
Special all about Winx. There's the mark of the Apollo Stakes. I mean, she just wins. It's a good 4-track.
The trainer, and out up on board, Winx heading for 14 straight today.
England, and we're all set now. This is it, the return of Winx today, and the starter says go, they're racing. She wasn't great out of the gates, Winx. She's going to settle well back in the second half of the field, and Shiraz jumped well. So, which is Shiraz today, by a length on Libaz in second, then Endless Drama around Dibiani, deeper out Lasquetti, Spirit and Winx is just behind them, one off the fence around Ambience. Two further back to Hartnell, then Sacred Master Preferment, Magic Hurricane, and Libran is the last one, inside the 600 metres. Shiraz a length clear from Libaz, then Endless Drama the outside, Dibiani poking just behind them, Bowman starting to negotiate a way to the outside on Winx, and she's into the daylight now. Endless Drama moves up to Shiraz, but she just ambles up on the outside of Winx. Hartnell's 3 lengths away, but away goes Winx. Put paid to Endless Drama. Hartnell's running on, looking for second again, but here's 14 for the equine queen of the world, Winx. Great first up performance. She wins it by 2.5 to Hartnell. They panel the rest. The Irish import, Endless Drama third.
Hardest race, first race back. So
destroyed them. Hartnell, I was surprised how well she went there first up. I was expecting her to win, but she destroyed them.
Hartnell ran through the roof as well, and you know sometimes you need to see them again to be reminded again of just how good they are. Because even in the, I'm now convinced that she's the best horse I've ever seen. Not necessarily internationally with Frankel in mind, but she's the best Australasian horse I've ever seen.
She's better than Black Caviar.
Yep.
She's better than Black Caviar.
Yep. Oh, she's more rounded.
She's more versatile.
Yeah, she deserves a slightly higher place.
She's better than
One Chipping Norton Stakes, and there she is, rain, hail or shine. Winx makes a stunning number 9 Winx, on track $1.10, bookies drifting her out to $1.20. The call has been 110, 116, 182.
Hartnell's a $6.50 chance. Then we go to Endless Drama, not contest.
Set now for the Chipping Norton, the rain has cleared. The crowd are out in force to cheer the mighty mare home, and off they go. Tavago missed the start, and Winx jumped out midfield. Endless Drama hot, 800 metres to run. It's Lasquetti Spirit, the Victorian Oaks winner, making play from Endless Drama in second. Then Magic Hurricane from Hartnell, further back to Libran, who shot the barm on the rails. Winx is up on the outside, stalking Hartnell coming to the turn. Further back to Grand Marshal, Tavago and Preferment. He pulls to the passing lane on Winx as they round the corner. Lasquetti Spirit in front of Endless Drama, but Winx moves straight up on the outside. She went straight past Hartnell, then Magic Hurricane, who shot the barman and Libran. They've got 200 metres to run. He hasn't even pushed the button on the mighty mare Winx, and she's really starting to pull away. Lasquetti Spirit, who shot the barman, Magic Hurricane. Oh, isn't she great to watch? Back-to-back wins in the Chipping Norton. It's been won by some of the legends, and that's she is. Winx by 2 lengths. Lasquetti Spirit a huge run second. Who shot the barman third, then Magic Hurricane.
Well, that's what champions do. That's exactly what champions do. They win in all types of conditions. They win.
Started to look back to the inside again, and he put her away. She put him away so quickly. Obviously, he wasn't up to his best there yesterday, but she just does it with absolute ease. It's quite amazing to watch.
When they're truly invincible, there's nothing you can throw at them that they can't encounter. Like the wet track that Chris Waller was worried about. As it turns out, she just said, "Chris, please. I'm Winx."
But that must have been, and you touched on.
Where is he now, though?
That's her 10th Group 1. Sorry, she goes alongside Rough Habit Noctagonal. She wins next start. She's up eyeballing Lonhro, and so you think. And then in the Queen Elizabeth, she's next to the great man. So the Queen and the
$1.35 with tab.com.au. Greg, and of course she's at this stage
I don't think she can be beaten today, but this is the most genuine competition I believe she's had this preparation, with the world's best sprinter in Chautauqua and Lure Remain chasing his 4th Group 1 victory. I put
150 to 1. Sylpheed 70 to 1 on the table.
The light is on for the George Rider. Winx looking to make it. Back-to-back wins in the race. They're set and they're racing, and Winx just jumped a little bit awkwardly. She's going to settle back last, and Libaz won the start. Le Remain's going to take up a very forward role, and Le Remain goes to second. Haraki's close, so is Sylpheed, and Winx is staying off the track. On the outside of Chautauqua, and McQuarrie settles last. 1,200 out. Libaz in front. Le Remain's inside of Sylpheed. So Chautauqua's got to stay on the fence. Winx is about 3 or 4 horses off it, and Lee Baz the leader, racing to the 600 metres to cut the corner. The crowd starting to left. Le Romain takes the lead. Winx is just cruising up on the outside. It's Le Romain and Winx, and Bowman sits motionless yet again. Look at her rip clear inside the 200. Le Romain can't go on, nor Haraki. Chautauqua out of the pack, but all conditions, all distances, all challenges. Here's Sweet 16 for Winx, making it back-to-back wins in the George Rider. Le Romain 6 lengths away. Le Romain takes the lead. Winx is just cruising up on the outside. It's Le Romain and Winx, and Bowman sits motionless yet again. Look at her rip clear inside the 200. Le Romain can't go on, nor Haraki. Chautauqua out of the pack, but all conditions, all distances, all challenges. Here's Sweet 16 for Winx, making it back-to-back wins in the George Rider. Le Romain 6 lengths away second, Chautauqua third, Haraki fourth, then Sylphied. Haraki fourth, then Sylphied, followed in. Then
are they ever going to beat her? They dish up the heaviest track here at Rosehill today, and she just scoots over it. And Bowman, yet again, makes good horses, very good horses, like Le Romain and Chautauqua, look like they're second rate. And we know...
It was for something that was so expected by basically anyone... The market, and anyone who was watching or had any interest in racing. It's quite amazing with a result that everyone expects. She can continue to amaze when she actually does it, and you just can't in your mind fathom that she's just going to destroy that field by 7 lengths on those conditions. You can't fathom she's going to win a Cox Plate by 8. You can't fathom that she's going to...
Moment, that was a sporting moment, wasn't it? We expected her to win, but we didn't expect a moment like that. Like, you get the goal 115, you know, look, it's... That's her place in the market.
Spheric and happy clapper for the miners if you're taking trifectas.
All right, well, very, very long while, and I've never heard a crowd physically cheer a horse as it comes into the mounting yard, as they did today. You'd have to say there, you could have had $1.80 when we put the markets up last year before nominations.
Great. And there...
Years ago on this day? Yeah, it was 2 years ago this day in the Oaks. Good old gust of wind.
And it's time to join Darren Flindell for the $4 million Queen Elizabeth.
The grand final of Australian racing, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes racing. And Winx jumped as well as anything. Hartnell jumped well off the inside, but no doubts pushing on from the outside. Happy clappers going forward as well. So it's on Hartnell. He is. He's put the United States 3 deep. So there'll be no hard luck stories for Hartnell today. Then Happy Clapper. Winx is out 3 wide. She's starting to inch a little bit closer on the outside of Exospheric. Then Sense of Occasion singing. And Harlem's back last. No doubt in front. Hartnell, he's having his 7th clash with the great mare today. And Doyle's the first to make the move on Hartnell. Gets a length in front of the United States, but here she comes around the field of Winx. Bowman hasn't moved a muscle. Doyle has on Hartnell. Here she comes, Winx. Moves up on the outside of Hartnell. Then the United States and Happy Clapper. But away she goes now, Winx, in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. She's put 2 lengths on Hartnell. Then Exospheric, Sense of Occasion. She's racing royalty, this mare. There's 17 in a row. The grandstand shaking. She wins it by about 4.5 to Hartnell. Sense of Occasion third. Moves up on the outside of Hartnell. Then the United States and Happy Clapper, but away she goes now, Winx, in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. She's put 2 lengths on Hartnell, then Exospheric, Sense of Occasion. She's racing royalty, this mare. There's 17 in a row. The grandstand shaking. She wins it by about 4.5 to Hartnell. Sense of Occasion third, the United States fourth, followed.
Listen to the crowd.
It was just great yesterday that the margin, she's a margin job giraffe, isn't she? She's just a big margin champion, isn't she? And yesterday was another walloping margin, and the reaction from the crowd, everything was perfect for the signing off of the championship.
And we're starting to see there is our all-time leader in 15. So Winx now is up and eyeballing Manicato. Goodbye to Lonhro and So You Think. Sunline and Top next. Kingston Town, Black Caviar, and then you look at this winning streak. She's there on 17 if she... I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but you go the 4.
That's my personal opinion.
Do you think she could win an Everest?
If she was set for it? If he set her for it and trained her up for it, I believe she could, yes.
Chris, do you reckon you'll never get the chance, but do you reckon if you set her for a Melbourne Cup, given her right weight, could she win a Melbourne Cup?
She could, for sure.
Melbourne Cup at 2 Mile, he says yes. Here we are talking about, you know, a Kingston Town Tulloch type of scenario.
A legitimate champion.
Yeah.
A real champion.
The comeback of Winx today. And the gates open. They're off. The mares missed the start by 4 lengths. In a sensation, Winx is last and Ecuador's going to lead comfortably. Hard deep down the side. Then came Antonio Giuseppe from Allergy, and Bowman's putting himself in a position where he can start to creep a bit closer on Winx. She's still last as they go past the 800 metres. Ecuador on top, the pacemaker by a length and a half to Harper's Choice. Fox Play well positioned. Then Red Excitement, Inference, Antonio Giuseppe Allergic, and Winx. She's still back last as they go past the 500 metres. Ecuador coming off the fence, giving Fox Play a bit of room. Then Harper's Choice, Red Excitement. Winx gets to the outside. 6 or 7 off the lead. Fox Play, the stablemate to Winx, makes the run on the fence. Goes up to join Ecuador. Red Excitement. Winx is 4 lengths away. She's cutting loose now. Fox Play in the front from Ecuador. Winx is down the outside. It's going to get desperate. Winx is going to Fox Play. Winx dives. Yes, she got up. Winx got up to beat Fox Play. There's 18 in a row, but what about the drama today? Off the lead. Fox Play, the stablemate to Winx, makes the run on the fence. Goes up to join Ecuador. Red Excitement. Winx is 4 lengths away. She's cutting loose now. Fox Play in the front from Ecuador. Winx is down the outside. It's going to get desperate. Winx is going to Fox Play. Winx dives. Yes, she got up. Winx got up to beat Fox Play. There's 18 in a row, but what about the drama today? Ecuador third, then Red Excitement.
She couldn't win today. Everyone around us, I could hear the whispers, she can't win, she's gone. Don't write off a champion. From what you saw, what do you think happened?
She's had a barrier problem in the past, but oh wow. The fast filly just darted away there, Fox Play. She just got on the back foot. She did that at the barrier trials, and she's had a history of it in the past, but they just pressed that button at the wrong time, and she was... And she was off and gone, and I thought, oh, it has to be mathematically impossible for this to happen. But it did. Champions can get out of a situation, and Winx is an absolute champion.
We'll have a look at the sectional
times, but her last 1,000 metres was in 55.18, which is just amazing. That 43.34, 31.98, 21.06, and comes home in 10.7. She's broke 11 for the last 200 metres over the last 600 metres. You don't see horses finish off like that as a rule. There they are there. They're the splits. You'll never see splits like that.
Yeah, Vince Accardi, it was amazing.
The racing purists, the guys that live and breathe by the times and things like that, they're all in amazement of what she'd done. So it's obviously something very special.
Let's have a look at the start.
Plate. Winx $1.50. She didn't move. She doesn't need to. Hartnell, we'll get to... We're all, expectations high with us today, obviously, deservedly so, and let's hope she gets to...
Well, I've just done the calculation, so 93.6% of the hold with tab fixed odds is for Winx. She did touch...
Gates open now, they're racing. She's jumped much better today, Winx. Settles about midfield, and Red Excitement's going to take up the early lead. Chicante quickly into stride, going to second. Harpings then to Sense of Occasion, followed further back by Who Shot the Barman, and Winx about midfield, one off the fence. Further back to Antonio Giuseppe around Libran and Saracen between them. Then came further back to Lifeless Ordinary, Lasquetti Spirit, and Allergics last of all. Josh Parr ensuring a very strong tempo here on Red Excitement. Gets the best part of 6 in front of Chicante at Harper's Choice. Now Winx is starting to get into her work, going into a clear fourth. A Sense of Occasion under pressure. Then came Antonio Giuseppe, Lifeless Ordinary and Saracen trying to pick up, but around the turn, Red Excitement. He's certainly making it exciting. Parr sitting pretty quietly, 6 lengths clear. Now Winx is getting cracking. Further back to Antonio Giuseppe, Chicante still there. Red Excitement 5 in front. Now Winx has only got one more to pick off. Red Excitement Excitement 3 in front. Winx is coming. Red Excitement, but here she comes. Right over the top, Winx. Barnstorming finish again. 19 in a row. Winx beats Red Excitement and Chicane third. Then Antonio Giuseppe Lifeless.
Red Excitement put some real excitement into this Randwick crowd today because...
Mark, but I still had to stay within myself and the top of the straight. I wasn't worried last start, but today I really was, and what she did today is just incredible. I mean, everything she does is incredible, but I just can't. I'm lost. I'm lost for words. I really am.
What is that when she's going through the gear?
Related, wasn't that exciting?
Yeah, very exciting. I was more concerned today than I was first up. I thought she was going to get there quite easy first up with her momentum, but sort of hard to gauge when.
Red Excitement.
Oh man, I thought I'd pulled it off, but he's in such great form at the moment. He deserves a big one. He's just run into possibly the greatest ever.
Oh, man.
There and what his job
is that she's so nimble, so even if she is presented a difficult situation, even when this winning streak starts.
The champ's drawn the inside gate and they're racing. She's jumped out fairly, Winx, so she's going to settle in the second half of the field. And Red Excitement, the first out from Ecuador, with McIntosh quickly into stride. Fox Play is going to take a prime position in fourth. A couple further back to Happy Clapper. 2 further back to Winx, who doesn't have any further back to Fox Play. 3 lengths then to Happy Clapper. 3 lengths to the champion Winx, who's got 2 behind her. Heavens Above and McCreary as they stroll along the side section of the course. 800 metres to run. Red Excitement 2 lengths clear from McIntosh and Ecuador. 2.5 further back to Fox Play. Similar margin then to Happy Clapper. Winx is still 2. 3 further back behind Happy Clapper. Boy, she's giving away a big start. Then Heavens Above and McCreary's last of all. Par really starting to up the ante, coming around the turn on Red Excitement. Boy, Winx is still third last. Red Excitement swings in front of McIntosh. Here comes Happy Clapper and Fox Play. And now the champ gets going down the outside. Red Excitement being tackled by Happy Clapper, but Winx is chiming in. Here we go again. Winx from right out the back powers away from Happy Clapper and Fox Play, and the champ makes it 20 in a row. Winx goes on to win it from Happy Clapper. Fox Play a distant third, followed then by McIntosh, McCreary, Heavens Above.
No horse in the world can beat her, not like that. Huey Bowman was a long way off them again today, and he was niggling at her more than usual.
It wasn't. It's not like her. At the 1,000, he was niggling, and usually you sneak.
Fleeting moment when I thought, oh no, today's the day she's going to get beat. What did you think, Nick?
And watching her, it was probably irrational, having a look at the way the race was broken down, the sectionals afterwards, and how good she's actually gone. It suggests she's going as well as ever. But during the race, watching it live and having Huey niggling for her for so far out, it was probably the most I've ever worried I've ever been watching her.
Well, at this point...
20 now. 19 before yesterday, 20 as of this morning. Interesting story. Max Presnell wrote this in the Sydney Morning Herald yesterday. He spoke to Greg Carpenter about a weight that she might have got had she nominated for the Melbourne Cup this year. And Greg Carpenter admitted she would have got 64.5.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, Maccabi Diva in the third Melbourne Cup got 58.5, didn't she?
Yeah.
In a third, after she won 2.
All the money, of course, is for Winx here. $1.18 out to $1.22 at Bet365. Probably the best piece of information.
Big margin in the Queen Elizabeth in Sydney.
Well, you know, there's a superstar stepping out when the jockeys climb the Stewards Tower to watch on.
In the barriers, the signal. Stalls are back and they're racing at the 2,000 metres. Good line 2. Magicool is going to show speed on the inside and lead Ventura Storm. Out deeper on the track, a sign is trying to push up, and they will follow Ventura Storm. They were followed by a sign. 3 lengths away to Winx. Then came Humidor on the outside of Skyfire. They come up towards the 800 marker, and it's Magicool about to be tested here by on the outside Sir Isaac Newton, and they're 2 lengths in front of a sign Ventura Storm. Winx is ever for getting so closer. Only about 4 off the lead and stalks them, followed by Humidor, and Skyfire is last around the turn. 500 metres to go. A sign moves up on the outside of Sir Isaac Newton. A length Ventura Storm. Winx Bowman hasn't flinched. He's doing it easily. And then came Humidor, Magical and Skyfire across the track at the 300. Winx has ambled up on the outside. Racing Royalty goes to the lead. Racing's Wonder of the World puts up 2 lengths, 3 lengths. Ventura Storm followed by a sign, but it's all Winx. 5 or 6 lengths in front. Look at her go with 100 metres to go. 21 today on the biggest dance floor of them all. Winx by 8 lengths. Ventura Storm second, Humidor third. Bowman hasn't flinched, he's doing it easily. And then came Humidor, Magical and Skyfire across the track at the 300. Winx has ambled up on the outside. Racing Royalty goes to the lead. Racing's Wonder of the World puts up 2 lengths, 3 lengths. Ventura Storm followed by a sign, but it's all Winx. 5 or 6 lengths in front. Look at her go with 100 metres to go. 21 today on the biggest dance floor of them all. Winx by 8 lengths. Ventura Storm second, Humidor third, fourth a sign, fifth Sir Isaac Newton, and breathtaking, and it was so easy it was scary. Winx and Bowman has just had a picnic today, has barely moved.
When she gets wound up and she lets go, it's pretty scintillating.
Just watching at her best. We don't often see Group 1 wins by 6.5 lengths on the steel here at Flemington in 150 plus years of history. It was just a special moment. I've only seen it, in recent years. Winx, Black Caviar. I was lucky enough to see Frankel race live. It's that special star quality that these horses have.
Yeah, that's right. And you can go back, even to a Might and Power beyond that, who won at Queen Elizabeth here. I think at $1.40, won by panels, untouched. I mean, they don't come around all that often, and when they do, it's something special. And the crowd
plate market, and well, she's gone around at $1.25-ish today, similar price in a Cox Plate. Just looking through that,
will soon be written, and is one that must be seen.
Last 2 years.
Yeah, that's right. I've been in racing a while, as you have, Shane, and loved racing for a long period of time. The build-up to this Cox Plate has been phenomenal. Can she do it? Can she be only the second horse in the history of this great race to win it 3 times? We're about to find out.
Yeah, 50 straight after last year's Cox Plate victory by Winx, and as you can see there on your screen, she's into $1.17 overall. Opened up $1.16 this morning. That's
all they wanted to back really today. It's into $1.16. Boys, I think that'd only be...
WS Cox Plate makes her way out onto the track. She looks in a magnificent order, David.
For the Cox Plate, set, they're racing. And Winx got away cleanly. Galo chopped towards the inside of her, was away the best. From Seaburge on the inside, and not far away is Hardham. And they were followed by Folkeswood with the white cappers booting up. Now Winx is 4 and 5 deep, just staying out of trouble at the moment. Royal Symphony behind her, followed by Happy Clapper, and 2 lengths away to Humidor. So they head towards the mile. 1600 out. Galo Chop the pilot by a length and a half. 2 metres to go in the Cox Plate, and it's Galo Chop in front by a length. Second is Folkeswood. 2 further back in the field. Hardham the outside of Seaburge. Then came Winx. Next Humidor, Happy Clapper. Royal Symphony is last of all towards the side at the 800. Galo Chop in front trying to dictate 3/4 of a length. Folkeswood. Then came Hardham. Winx peels to the outside now. Then came Seaburge, Humidor, Happy Clapper and Royal Symphony. So with 600 to go, Galo Chop in front, but here comes Winx on the outside sliding up now. We've waited 35 years for this, and Winx moves up to Galo Chop, followed further back by Folkeswood between them. 2 further back, Humidor and Royal Symphony. It's Galo Chop at the 350. Winx on the outside. Bowman hasn't moved yet. The valley's rocking and the world is knocking. Winx goes to the front. 200 to go. Humidor to the outside. It's Winx in front by a length. Humidor on the outside is trying hard. It's Winx in front. Humidor's coming at her. Winx is holding on. The Great Mare completes the great trilogy of the turn. Winx has won the Cox Plate by a half length. Second Humidor, a gap to 45 years for this, and Winx moves up to Galo Chop, followed further back by Folkeswood between them. 2 further back, Humidor and Royal Symphony. It's Galo Chop at the 350. Winx on the outside. Bowman hasn't moved yet. The valley's rocking and the world is knocking. Winx goes to the front. 200 to go. Humidor to the
second Humidor, a gap to a photo, folks. Chop also not far away off those, followed by Happy Clapper, and Seaburge was at the tail of the field. Winx has done it, but she gave us a fright and will gain many admirers. But it is the mighty Winx. She's done it. The Queen joins the King. Relief for Chris Waller.
We are in the presence of greatness, as you said, and she will be recognised, you know, as one of the greatest horses to grace the Australian turf, and to be a part of it.
It's been posted at 202.94, which is a new course record. She broke the course record that she set when winning this race 2 years ago. An unbelievable performance. Her three Cox Plate wins have produced the two fastest times since we've had the Strathair laid here at Moonee Valley, plus an all-time record.
And breaks her own track record by 4/100ths of a second. Listen to that crowd as she comes back to scale with Hugh Bowman in the saddle. You saw scenes of Chris Waller walking through the crowd here, and he was lapping it up as well, and rightly so. What an amazing journey. He's a very humble man, Chris Waller, but he has to take a big bow here. I'm with Hugh Bowman on that. It just takes a phenomenal individual to keep a great athlete up. It's for such a long period. Winning her third Cox Plate and breaking the all-time money-earning record as well on the way. What a fantastic achievement. What a fantastic day.
And I just thank them for embracing Winx like she's their own.
Take me through your room. And that's the thing. I mean, when you were starting out in racing, no doubt you were watching Kingston Town, Sunline, Bone Crusher, Northerly, Saintly, Octave.
This crowd has as well, I think. I mean, I haven't heard a roar like that in my time. I've been in racing for 100 years, it seems like. Haley, you've been attracted by Vince Accardi and his IVR benchmarks. Yep. Historical. And this is a great perspective on lining Winx up against past champions from a times perspective.
If we just leave that.
To remember, I think every champ got a mention yesterday. She went past Makybe Diva's prize money record. She was the shortest prize favourite since Far Lap. She's broken another track record over that 2040 at Moonee Valley. What else is there? 22 in a row.
Back and watching a champion at the top of a game was just it was major numb yesterday. Just watching her own course record at that. A freakish horse, a freakish horse.
Out, and I feel that this is her at her peak. I feel she's at the top of her mountain now. It's always a concern, and I'm sure it's in the back of Chris's head, that where is she going to go next? Is this the pinnacle? Is this she can do things that other horses? I mean, for me, she's done everything. I don't have any concern about her going overseas to prove herself. She, to me, she's the best I've ever seen. I didn't see Frankel in the flesh, but to me, she is just an out-and-out champion, and I just appreciate her for what she is and what she's...
At half an hour away from Winx's return at $1.80, wouldn't you love that? $1.08 to 110 on the tote and double figures.
Thing for the thrill seekers, Glenn. All is in red.
We're set. We're racing. Winx was the last out of the gates. About 3 off the lead. Stampede and Jemadar, the first two into stride, but Stampede has come out like a bull out of a gate. The champ Winx is back second last, 8 lengths off the lead, and Lasquetti Spirit is starting to tack on now. At the 800 metres, Stampede looking to make all. 3/4 in front to Jemadar. Then Classic Uniform from Prized Icon. Vinland moves up into a 3-wide position, followed by Who Shot the Barman, then Libran. Winx is still back second last to the 600 metres, but starting to creep into the race now, and 3 further back to Lasquetti Spirit. On the point of the turn, it's Stampede in front. Classic Uniform comes off the fence. Prized Icon third, and Winx is starting to loop the field. 400 out, it's Stampede in front, but Winx, Hugh Bowman just sitting there like a department store mannequin, hasn't touched the mare, and off she goes. Prized Icon going home in a second, and Libran's making ground, but nudge, nudge, wink, wink, away she goes, the champ, and this is an Australian record of 16 Group 1s. Winx powers away to beat Prized Icon and makes it 3 Chipping Nortons. Classic Uniform third in front of Libran.
She is the best in the world. There are none better. Look at the ease that she does it yet again. 16 Group 1 wins. No horse has done that. She's gone past Black Caviar's record today.
You know, before the race, there was plenty of butterflies, hoping that she'd come back, but she's given everybody the right information today, and she's back.
Throughout her whole career, really, but this preparation, she hasn't shown any of those signs, so it just, she might have finally matured, maybe.
It just continued.
Again, we're in the presence of greatness, and we saw Winx make it 23 straight and win her 16th Group 1 win in a row. You never get sick of it. Ron Duffus.
He was, Greg, what is it, a 3-year winning streak, and we're not getting sick of it, that's for sure.
Going for their 3rd Group 1 George Rider.
Yeah, we're running out of things to say. It just gives you goosebumps when you see everyone out with their phones out, taking videos.
So Banzale now officially on Sky Racing 2.
Funnily, George Rider. Gates open, they're off and racing, and Invincible Gem hopped out well. Winx has jumped midfield, and Invincible Gem's going to make the running from Happy Clapper second. Crack Me Up going to third on the inside of Kementari, Clearly Innocent, and Winx just settles back at the rear of the field on the outside of Clearly Innocent. So Group 1 winner, followed by Crack Me Up on the inside of the Lonro Colt Kementari. A length further back to Winx, and Clearly Innocent is back last. They've gone past the 800 metres now. It's Invincible Gem, a length and a quarter in front to Happy Clapper. So Invincible Gem ups the speed at this point. 2.5 further back to Kementari. Winx gets going on the outside from Crack Me Up, and Clearly Innocent last. Invincible Gem is trying to slip away on the turn. 2.5 clear from Happy Clapper. Here's Winx moving up on the outside, and Kementari. The Colt's trying to go with the champ. Invincible Gem 3 lengths clear from Winx, getting into her work now. She went straight past Kementari. Happy Clapper's running the big race today, but Winx moves up now at the 150. Heads off a game, Happy Clapper. Kementari gets going late, but Winx is edging clear for a world record of 17 Group 1s, and Winx wins it by 3/4 to Happy Clapper and a game Kementari. Crack Me Up in 4.
How are they ever going to beat her? Happy Clapper, he tried hard today, and he was almost equal to the challenge. Inside a length when they hit the line, and Kementari in third. A massive crowd at Rosehill Gardens to see a champion. Some seeing...
In a second, I've got a comment to make to you, or a question to ask as well. There's Winx. She's $1.15 for the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, $4 million race.
There goes Winx. I think you've said enough, haven't you, Duff and Lizzie?
Yeah, I think she can do the talking from now on.
Yep, I think we'll leave it all up to...
Well, there she is. Can she make it 25 wins in a row today in the Queen Elizabeth? Can't remember the...
They close the gate behind, and this is it. The Longines Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and they're off and racing. And a good line out, Galo's Shop in particular with Classic Uniform and Consensus showing speed. Winx is back last. In the early stages, Galo's Shop presses on with Classic Uniform, Consensus, and at 8 lengths off the lead, which is Galo's Shop, a real 2,000 metre specialist. Galo's Shop leads at the 1,000 by a length on Odeon. Consensus tucked away third, then Classic Uniform further back to coming through. Now starting a bit of a run here is Williams on Ambitious. He's making the move a fair way out, and he sends the stallion Ford Ambitious around the outside of the field. Then coming through Success Days, Humidor shuffle back a bit. Happy Clapper and Winx, they're both back last as they go to the 600 metre mark. Galo's Shop leads narrowly from Classic Uniform the outside, and Ambitious striding up on the outside. They're followed just behind them then to Odeon from Success Days coming through. Consensus, Winx getting to the outside, Humidor the inside of her. Happy Clapper needs luck as they straighten up. Galo's Shop tries to kick, 3 lengths clear, but Winx is getting into her work, and they're broken clear from the rest. Galo's Shop in front, but Winx moves up on the outside. Winx takes the lead from Galo's Shop, and here's a second Queen Elizabeth. This is a silver jubilee moment on the throne for 25 consecutive wins to equal the record of the Great Black Caviar. Happy Clapper needs luck as they straighten up. Galo's Shop tries to kick, 3 lengths clear, but Winx is getting into her work, and they're broken clear from the rest. Galo's Shop in front, but Winx moves up on the outside. Winx takes the lead from Galo's Shop, and here's a second Queen Elizabeth. This is a silver jubilee moment on the throne for 25 consecutive wins to equal the record of the Great Black Caviar. Wins it easily. Galo's Shop held second, Happy Clapper third. Humidor got going late for fourth. Then Humidor got going late.
Winx joins Black Caviar. Just for a moment, Duff, they're together in the history books.
Wow, what a moment. A few people very nervous about her today. But what were we worried about? 530 kilos of solid pure gold there. She is an absolute gem. And
a bit of Royal Randwick is going to soak this in. They're standing here and they're applauding a champion.
She ran 10.84 for one section down the straight there. That's when she put them away. We haven't seen that all day. So she runs sprinters sectionals in staying races. It's just uncanny what she can do to get herself out.
Wins. There's just not much left to say about her, but she's just thumped some absolute stars behind her. Galo Chop, Happy Clapper, Humidor, and has beaten them easily, running away. She's just a star. She's the best there is at the moment. I'd be staggered if there's a horse in the world that could beat her, and just another
champions. We don't have to do that in the past, even though she matched that Magic 25 yesterday with Black Caviar, but just the moment and how lucky we are to have two champions so close together in our lifetime. It's just amazing.
Back-to-back champ.
I've seen the ending a few times, but to watch her again from the beginning is pretty exciting.
Even now, Sunday morning, it affects you like that?
Yeah, it does.
Really?
The Queen...
Where it's her ability to sit anywhere in the run, off a slow tempo, off a fast tempo, and be able to reel off the exact same sectionals in any situation to get her out of trouble. That's what makes her so special, is that she can sprint off of any type of tempo. A slow one, horses can't they usually can't catch horses like that lead out in front. She's able to do that, and she's able to reel off those sectionals, and that's what makes her phenomenal.
Is there one win?
Equal place on the world stage as far as ratings are concerned. There have been less than a handful of horses in the last 15 years on the planet who have rated better than Winx. So whether she is the best of the decade in the world over the last decade or not, she's certainly one of the handful of the very best equine athletes we've seen on the planet in that time.
Got a lot more to...
What I like to say is I haven't seen any better than Winx. She's been as good as I have seen in the last 15 years in Australia. And again, when you compare her with the best mares in the world over the last 15 years, Black Caviar and Winx stand head and shoulder above any other female equine athlete. And that...
Welcome back to Royal Randwick. It really feels like it's set for the Winx Stakes run for the first time under that name and for the first time under Group 1 conditions.
Stand by for a start. Here we go in the Winx Stakes, and they're off and racing. Well, she's only jumped out fairly. Winx is going to settle in the second half of the field, and Cabeza de Vaca jump well. Then Religify in classic uniform. Dargetto goes to fifth on the outside of Invictus Prince. Then Kementari and Winx, they're racing together. Nothing between the pair, with Winx on the outside of Kementari taking closer order. Then Unforgotten, Ace High, and Libron is last. They're going quick up front. Oriental Runner in Cabeza de Vaca in the very windy conditions. From Religify, classic uniform, Dargetto, and here they come, getting to the outside, Winx and Kementari, and Kementari's trying to stick with her, although she dropped him now. Cabeza de Vaca takes the lead, 200 metres to run, but here she comes, Winx right down the outside, powering away from them. Invictus Prince, Dargetto and Kementari, but how soft for Winx. There's 26 in a row for the champ. Wins the race named in her honour, beats Invictus Prince, Dargetto, Kementari.
Happy birthday, Black Caviar. Winx has gone past you. 26 in a row. And once getting to the outside.
Going too much.
And this is the Colgate Optic White Stakes. Weight for age group 1 over a mile. Let's have a look at in action again for hopefully win number 27. She went past, lines up today. Looking for her third win in the George Main. And she just...
Set. And they're off and racing. Winx has jumped out midfield, and Ace High is a bit of a surprise leader early. Religify quickly into stride going to second. Then came Le Remain from It's Somewhat Who Shot the Barman. He's a length and a half in front of Winx, who really relaxes back in the field, and Religify leads by 3/4 to Ace High. Lure Remain travelling strongly in third. Then Who Shot the Barman a length further back to It Somewhat. Egg Tart trying to improve now, and Winx is sitting back last. She's 7 lengths off the lead and quite happy to stay there for the time being. Oh, now she peels to the outside at the 600 metres, and she's starting a run. It's Religify in front from Ace High under the pump. Lure Remain goes to third from Who Shot the Barman. Winx is on the tail of Lure Remain into the straight. Egg Tart trying to push her underneath, and It's Somewhat's last. It's Religify in front. Lure Remain goes to him. Winx is 2 off. Then Ace High and Egg Tart. Lure Remain making a bold bid for victory, but Winx is starting to cut him down. Winx moves up on the outside, takes the lead, kicks away. Here's 3 in a row. It's her birthday, and what a way to celebrate. Long live the Queen. Winx by 4 lengths to Lure Remain. Egg Tart third, then Ace High, It's Somewhat, Religify.
Greatest thing to ever happen to racing. She toys.
After she wins nearly every time is that there's always that question mark in the back of your mind, and it was again there yesterday when Hugh had to niggle her, but it's only for that fleeting moment.
Yeah, and to think that when you get a little bit worried, and just look at that finishing margin there, Lizzie, look, again at the top of the straight there.
Bet365 market update for the Group 1 Turnbull Stakes, and no surprise to see Winx a very short price favourite.
Yeah, they don't get any better, really. I wouldn't have thought, but no, look, she's
$1.12 now. Kingswell Dream 15 and 17 for Grunt. 41 out to Youngstar.
And they're racing. And Winx jumped away with them and cleanly. Trap for Fools out well with John Snow on the inside. Divine Unicorn is a little bit fired up in the early stages, so Divine Unicorn is going to push Trap for Fools and John Snow the inner. Second last is Winx on the inside of Tally at the end, so they reach the 1200 metres, and it's Trap for Fools, the bolter, leading by a length and a quarter. Divine Unicorn, and 3 further back is John Snow, and the speed isn't that fast. They were followed by Youngstar on the outside of Kingswell Dream, followed by Mighty Boss Ventura Storm. Third last is Grunt, and they were followed by Winx on the rails, and at the end is Tally, heading towards the 800 marker. And the front runner is Trap for Fools for young Ben Allen. Comes up towards the turn, extends that lead to 2 1/4. Divine Unicorn at the 650. Then John Snow. Further back is Youngstar, ridden along, passed by Kingswell Dream. Winx is about 8 off the lead around the turn. Ventura Storm midfield from Mighty Boss, followed by Grunt, and they were followed by Tally, and Winx sticking towards the inside but trying to pick up some ground. Trap for Fools has them running at the 300 metres. John Snow back to the inside. Kingswell Dream, there's a gap for Winx. She's going to have to explode. Trap for Fools at the 200. Kingswell Dream back to the inside. Winx down the middle. Kingswell Dream at the 100. It's getting desperate. Now Winx is storming home. Winx over the top. Oh, she's too good. They can't beat her. Winx has won it by a length. Second, and they were followed by Tally, and Winx sticking towards the inside but trying to pick up some ground. Trap for Fools has them running at the 300 metres. John Snow back to the inside. Kingswell Dream, there's a gap for Winx. She's going to have to explode. Trap for Fools at the 200. Kingswell Dream back to the inside. Winx down the middle. Kingswell Dream at the 100. It's getting desperate. Now Winx is storming home. Winx over the top. Oh, she's too good. They can't beat her. Winx has won it by a length. Second, Youngstar. Photo third. Kingswell Dream will be tuned at the end of the field. How's your blood pressure after that? Well, with 300 metres to go, there was just a little bit of anxiety, but there just had to be a gap, and it was there. Cool as a cucumber, Hugh Bowman has switched off the heels of Youngstar. But what about the acceleration? She has stormed home.
Well, basically, she ran her first 800 metres in 50.82 seconds before then running her last 800 metres in 43.98 seconds. And as Daniel O'Sullivan, prominent form analyst, pointed out on social media, that's a 41 length difference. Her last 600 was in 32.21 seconds, last 200 in 1 seconds, last 200 in an unbelievable 10.87 seconds. So from a slow early speed, she has ramped it up, and she's done the impossible. I don't think there's any other horse who would have been able to win from where she was in the run. It was an unbelievable win by Winx, her 21st Group 1 success. As we mentioned, her 28th win in succession, and all roads now lead to the Valley for the Cox Plate. Let's hear from the beaten John.
the biggest danger to Winx is bad luck around the valley, to be fair.
Last 800 in under 44 seconds, the last 600 in 32.21, and the last furlong in 10.87. You know, that's, you pick up the sectionals of the 1,200 metre sprint down the straight, they're nowhere near that.
No horses can run that time.
Well,
only her. Anyway, maybe she deserves it. I think she.
The Valley, Hutchie, it's a legacy day, isn't it, in Australian racing?
No doubt, and we could create history here today. Can she win 4 in a row? There is a noise around here, but she's used to it all. 19 million or thereabouts. Look, she's on the brink of 20. She'll surpass that today, but I think her win.
Unbelievable the money that we're holding at Sportsbet, up to $2 million. So, OK, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget.
Edging, they're ready, racing. And Winx from barrier number 6 began beautifully. D'Argento towards the inside began well. Kingsville Dreams out the back after a few strides. So they complete 100 metres. D'Argento on the inside of Ben Battle. They're not going fast. Rostropovich out 3 deep. Winx is settling a bit closer. Savvy Cope behind those horses. Further back of Villiers, the inside, a gap to Humidor. And Kingsville Dream is last of all. Out of the straight, 1,600 metres to run. D'Argento in front by 3/4 of a length. Ben Battle. Rostropovich is 3 wide early. Savvy Cope behind those horses 4th, and they were followed by Winx, who's got a lovely position at the moment. 5th one off the fence, 2 lengths of Villiers. Humidor. Kingsville Dream's going to be pulled up. Kingsville Dream is out of the race as they head to the back section now. 1,250 metres and the speed's got a lot better. Savvy Cope is 4th on the inside, 2 for the back is Winx. They were followed by Avilius, and Humidor is last of all. Heading towards the top corner at the 850. It's D'Argento and Rostropovich together. A length and a quarter Ben Battle. Savvy Cope the inside as they reach the 750. Further back is Winx in plenty of air. A length and a half to Humidor, and Avilius the inside is last of all. 600 metres to go in the Cox Plate. Rostropovich just in front of D'Argento. Ben Battle. Now Bowman gets just in front of D'Argento, but here she comes, and the valley roars. Winx on the outside moves up, takes the lead from Ben Battle. Then Rostropovich and D'Argento into the straight at the 200 metres. It's Winx in front by a length. Ben Battle's going with her. Winx 3/4 Ben Battle. Winx is staving off Ben Battle. Cometh the hour, cometh the legend. Greatness, Winx has done it. It's Equine Utopia. 2 lengths to Ben Battle. Winx on the outside moves up, takes the lead from Ben Battle. Then Rostropovich and D'Argento into the straight of the 200 metres. It's Winx in front by a length. Ben Battle's going with her. Winx 3/4 Ben Battle. Winx is staving off Ben Battle. Cometh the hour, cometh the legend. Greatness, Winx has done it. It's Equine Utopia. 2 lengths to Ben Battle. Humidor. Ben Battle. Winx is staving off Ben Battle. Cometh the hour, cometh the legend. Greatness, Winx has done it. It's Equine Utopia. 2 lengths to Ben Battle. Humidor, then a gap to Avilius. Behind those horses, then Rostropovich.
Wins her 4th Cox Plate. $3 million in prize money takes her to the all-time record for world prize money earned by a racehorse, and she's done it in style. The time, 2:03.47. It's fast. It's outside of her 2 fastest Cox Plates, but it's not far behind. She dominated that field.
Yeah, look, he's ran a nice race. He had to do it. A lot of hard work, but you know, win as a champion. Nice to see her.
Winx, how will she be judged in, say, 90 years? That's about the era since Far Lap. Far Lap, at one stage, won 32 of 35 races. He was beaten twice at 1,400 metres, ran second, and once in a Melbourne Cup with 68. So that was his golden era. Winx, obviously 28 in a row, whatever it up to, and 22 Group 1s, 4 Cox Plates. I wonder, assuming the society's still, you know, around in 90 years, how will the two be compared?
Yeah, it's a great question. I wish...
Just with Ryan Moore said, you know, deep field, she's a champion. I mean, it's nice to see a champion, I should say, which is... It's quite, you know, he's a man of very few words. He doesn't say a great deal. It's unusual for him to say that. And also preparations, Albert.
300, 2,000, these are all within. There's a 10,000 place only. That punt is...
The light is on for day 1 of the farewell tour of Winx, and we're ready in the Apollo.
Clear.
Set now, racing. Well, she was the last out of the gates, but boy, you could throw a handkerchief over them out of the barriers. Who's going to lead here? Tom Melbourne's pushing forward. Patrick Aaron. Happy Clapper's very handy. Egg Tart out deep. Winx going between them. Then came Aloysia the rails. Brigham Rocks and Unforgotten is the last one. Tom Melbourne's obliged to go forward and take the lead. He draws a length in front now. If Happy Clapper will get some cover. Egg Tart goes to third, then Patrick Aaron fourth the rails. Winx has one off the fence, so she can start her trouble from there on the outside of Aloysia. Then Unforgotten. Clapper, stride for stride. Egg Tart third. Winx is starting to chime into it. Bowman still sits pretty at the furlong. Happy Clapper. Clipperton goes for home, but here she comes now, Winx. She just sidles up on the outside, takes the lead and draws away again. Age shall not weary the champ. Once again, she's haughty and imperious. Winx makes it a third Apollo Stakes, 2 lengths to Happy Clapper. Photo third, Egg Tart, Patrick Aaron.
You never want this to end. God, we wish it wouldn't end, but one day it will. So for the time being, we are going to cherish every moment. Listen to this. Lining up to make it 31 in a row.
Yeah, you never get sick of looking at her, do you? She's an absolute champion, still at the top of the game.
We approach now. $1 million has been invested on Winx today alone at the $1.08. Of course, we had the bet earlier this morning of 230 at $1.09. She's into $1.08. Her equal shortest.
Now for the Tipping Norton. Set. And they're racing, and Happy Clapper jumped out well. She's jumped okay, Winx, but Happy Clapper's going to lead from Unforgotten. Egg Tart goes forward, and Winx will settle in fourth and last of all. So Happy Clapper establishing a sizable lead coming down the side of the course. He's been trying to beat the great mare for the last 3 years. He's never led. What will happen from here? Happy Clapper extends 4 lengths in front now of Egg Tart. 2 further back to Winx, taking closer order. Unforgotten lost a spot as Happy Clapper goes further in front. Good gap back to Patrick Aaron Libran and Brigham Rocks. This has got the crowd on the edge of their seats. Happy Clapper's 5 in front to Egg Tart. Now Bowman just starting to feel for Winx coming around the turn. He doesn't want to get too far away. Happy Clapper comes up the rise, 4 lengths clear. But Winx, she's really starting to hit top gear now. 2 lengths away. Happy Clapper under the whip. 2 in front. Bowman says, "Come on, girl." Winx moves up on the outside of Happy Clapper. It's a race today, but no longer. She starts to draw clear for a world record of 23 Group 1s. Winx by 2 lengths to Happy Clapper. He made it exciting. Unforgotten third, then Egg Tart, Libran, Patrick Aaron, Brigham Rocks.
But as always, she comes out on top. Winx, 31 in a row, 23 Group 1 victories, a world record. She's the record breaker. She's the history maker. Central, it's the Agency George Ryder Stakes featuring the mighty mare Winx.
When she went on the track. So this is when it really hots up, because the other thing is...
On track $1.05, $1.04 on the tote.
Stakes. The last time we'll see Winx race here on a home track at Rose Hill. Red light. Racing down the George Ryder and Dreamforce, and Prompt Response got the best of the start. Sosie Bonaway well, followed by Brutal, Teleplay, Lander Plenty. Winx is staying out pretty wide, and Ringading closer. Further back to Teleplay. Winx is covering a bit of ground, avoiding the kickback. Then Lander Plenty, and Ringading Ding is the last one. 5 lengths from first to last. Dreamforce the leader from Brutal, Sosie Bon, and Winx is starting to take closer order in a 4-wide position. Then Prompt Response from Teleplay, Ring-a-ding-ding getting onto the back of Winx, and Lander Plenty's been shuffled back to last. They come around the turn in the George Ryder. It's Dreamforce, Brutal. Winx is staying out in the middle of the track, and Bowman hasn't moved a muscle. Clear from Prompt Response and Sosie Bon. Now he shakes the rein of Winx and takes the lead from Brutal and Dreamforce, and now she starts to go into overdrive. She's won 4 Cox Plates, 4 Chipping Nortons, and now 4 George Ryders. Here's the world champion Winx, simply invincible, wins it by 3 lengths to Brutal. Dreamforce third, Prompt Response fourth, and so she makes it 32 in a row, 24 Group 1s, and now she's 3 weeks away from saying goodbye to racing on the track when she lines up in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes on day 2 of the Challenge.
Her second last race start, her last at her home track. Bowman brought her to the centre of the track like he wanted her to be closer to the crowd. Darren said in his call, 4 Cox Plates, 4 Chipping Nortons, 4 George Riders.
Yeah, mate, there's not a lot more you can say. She's...
Look at this. This was the moment there. Look at her. Look at her. That's like a gun sin moment.
Oh,
you know, like it's
incredible.
And
if she wins the Queen Elizabeth, or when she wins the Queen Elizabeth, she'll have won as many Group 1s as Black Caviar won races. 25.
Wow.
April 13, when she has a last run in the Queen Elizabeth, is the same date that Black Caviar had her last run.
Wow.
She wins the Queen Elizabeth. Overall, she'll have won 37 races. Farlap retired winning 37 races.
Oh my goodness.
How good's that? Is they
drawn to this magical racetrack to witness a thoroughbred who's earned a spot alongside Bradman, Fraser and Freeman as one of our greats. In centuries to come, they'll be talking about Winx, the greatest of all time.
The Royal Randwick. So this is the day where it comes to a conclusion, but she will be compared now for other great champions for the next 100 years, and that's what we're 43rd start today. Carbine was the greatest horse of the 20th century. He finished on 43. Farlap, he won 36 races in Australia, that extra one in America. She will equal the 37 today, and right now Farlap Tulloch
race today. She is approaching $3 million today. Now, to put it into perspective, we are approaching $4 million already on Winx today.
Ready to send her off, and the gates open. They're off in the Queen Elizabeth. Massive roar to the crowd. She's going to settle in last, Winx. And Hartnell is first out. Mascot Times mustering, so's Harlem. Happy Clapper handy. He's Eminence back last. Kluger runs handy 5th, and Winx is moving forward. Bowman wants a better spot. Gets in front of Shillelagh. He's M2 after Happy Clapper. Then came Kluger. 3/4 the outside Winx. Very relaxed in the run. Bowman sitting very quiet. He's Eminent back. McDonald just easing back a little bit. It looks as though he's trying to find a way out off the fence. Then came Shillelagh, and Dance last. No surprises yet. They've got 900 to run. Basket time a length clear from Harlem. Then Hartnell, Happy Clapper. Now he starts the run on Winx. He's starting to move forward, just shading Kluger. Then he's Eminent, still positioned back on the inside of Shillelagh, and Dance coming to the turn. The roughing Mask of Time, 2 lengths clear. Hartnell goes to second, giving chase. Now Happy Clapper, and Winx is rounding them up, coming right around the field. Kluger takes an inside run. She's gone for home already, Winx. She beats off Hartnell. Kluger going up the inside. Happy Clapper can't go on. Winx is 2 lengths clear. Kluger sticks on. Then came Hartnell, but she's well clear, Winx, inside the final 100 metres. Today we farewell an Australian icon, the greatest of all time. Winx wins a 3rd. Queen Elizabeth beats Kluger. Hartnell 3rd. Happy Clapper 4th. Then Shillelagh. Winx, 33 in a row. 100 Group 1 wins for trainer Chris Waller. And she's done it in emphatic style, as always. Coming right around the field, Kluger takes an inside run. She's gone for home already, Winx. She beats off Hartnell. Kluger going up the inside. Happy Clapper can't go on. Winx is 2 lengths clear. Kluger sticks on. Then came Hartnell, but she's well clear, Winx, inside the final 100 metres. Today we farewell an Australian icon, the greatest of all time. Winx wins a 3rd. Queen Elizabeth beats Kluger. Hartnell 3rd. Happy Clapper 4th. 3rd. Happy Clapper 4th. Then Shillelagh, Mascot.
The story is complete. This is what we wanted. A finale like no other.
About her and the things
things she's done, but I just think we should let the crowd tell the story here. I don't think I've seen a more loved champion for Waken.
The greatest we've ever seen.
To see this wonder mare and her peerless strider, and her trainer a moment ago who gave her the biggest slap on the nose you've ever.
A finale like no other. Remember forever how you feel right now.
Just can't thank Winx enough for what she's done to all of us, and obviously we just
ridden so many great horses, including Makybe Diva. So you think, how do you compare those sort of horses with Winx?
I think she goes further than what they've gone. Just her longevity.
So is Winx the best you've seen?
I think so, yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like he's ridden Miracle Mal says she's the best he's seen. And he rode the King. So she came so quickly on the back of Black Caviar. It's been an amazing decade. It's funny when you thought, oh, who's going to come after Black Caviar 25 in a row? Who's going to better that? 33. Well, who's going to better 33?
Yeah.
No.
We won't. We won't.
Can we say here today that will never happen?
No. We won't
happen.
Not in our lifetime. Not in our lifetime.
Might have mine.
In the last 15 years on the planet who have rated better than Winx. So whether she is the best of the decade in the world over the last decade or not, she's certainly one of the handful of the very best equine athletes we've seen on the planet in that time.
Got a lot more to...
What I like to say is I haven't seen any better than Winx. She's been as good as I have seen in the last 15 years in Australia. And again, when you compare her with the best mares in the world over the last 15 years, Black Caviar and Winx stand head and shoulder above any other female equine athlete. And that